Good morning. Today is Thursday, January 8th, and this is the pre-market analysis for the ES, NQ, Tesla levels, and the a basic 5-minute opening range trade strategy I go over. So let's get into the economic data that's coming out right now as we speak. Unemployment claims 208,000. I think that should be positive for the market. That was lower than expected, and so that just helps the cause for the Fed to continue to be dovish and start lowering rates. Let's see what else we got here. Tomorrow's a big day. Actually, I'm trying to see if there was something else for today. Nothing for today. Tomorrow's a pretty big day. You have hourly earnings month over month and non-farm unemployment change coming in before the market at 7:30, unemployment rate as well. And then at 9 o'clock, you've got University of Michigan consumer sentiment and inflation expectations. Also, I think tomorrow, and I could be wrong, I think the courts are going to rule on Trump's tariffs, if they're going to be allowed or if there's going to be any credits. So I think that tomorrow that's going to be a pretty big day too. So that's not on economic data. So that's outside. It's outside your technical levels and more fundamental. So let's get into the ES, see how it's responding to that data. Little pop right now, too early. I think it's going to be, the markets are going to have, you're going to have to get some good push to get above these levels here. There was some pretty significant sell-off yesterday afternoon. So I've got some levels that I would say that if you push into, you got to, if you are involved in the futures market, you should be careful of some of these levels up here. I would say that this level right in here, between 69.70, 69.76.30, if we get up there, I think it could be, it could get a little heavy up there. On the downside right now, I think it's important to hold the 69.40.75 level. If we lose that level, we come down to the weekly high of 69.32.25. If we lose that, I think we come down to the 20-day SMA, 69.20 to 69.22. And then below that, I think there's good support down here at, I would say 68.96.5 up to 69.05 on the downside right now. So you do have to pay attention to the sell-off that happened yesterday afternoon. Let's see what we got here. However, if you do, look out further out, we are trending up. So we are still in this midline regressional trend line, but that doesn't mean that the market can't pull back a little bit before it moves higher. We did try getting those all-time highs yesterday, and it failed up here at that 7,007 and 32 cents. So you can see sellers are still up there right now, still pushing it down. If we do get a move, let's see if we can get some catalyst to give us some type of a move. And we do get above, your first level is going to be to get above yesterday's close. And then if we do get above the 69.76.30, I think it'll create a nice little speed zone there and push us back up into that 69.88, where I would anticipate that would get heavy up there as well. So you do have to watch, what's happening. We do, looking out further, we are above the 50-day SMA. We are above the 20-day SMA. So it's still holding up even with that big sell-off yesterday afternoon. So, but you're going to have to look and see where things are failing. Right now, we are failing yesterday's low. That was set here, call it 69.58.15. So I think in order to move higher, you're going to have to get above yesterday's low first. But I still think there may be some more downside coming in. It seems like everything is kind of hanging on by a thread there. So let's take a look at the NASDAQ. See if the NASDAQ's still in. The NASDAQ, very similar chart as yesterday with the ES. Big sell-off yesterday afternoon. I think it came in around 12:45. Not sure what kind of news came out to knock the market down. But you can see I have some levels up here that they were green yesterday morning, and now I have them red for resistance levels for some supply areas that could come into play, which they appear to be coming into play right now. You can see pre-market rejecting The high from October 20th was a weekly high, 25,815. I do have this level that's below us right now as a red because I'm not convinced that this is going to hold up yet. So even though, same thing, even though there was a big sell-off yesterday, we are holding this level right now. So we'll see how the market performs today, whether I switch this from a red area, a red area of resistance and to green. I'm just not sold on it just yet. So we'll see how the market performs today. However, if we do lose this level here, which looks like it was pre-market low from the 7th, if we do lose this 25,728.84, I see us pulling back to the 50-day SMA. We tried to do that in the pre-market already. If we do lose that, their 20-day SMA is right there as well. And I do have this as a nice little support level here at 25,597.50. If we do lose that level, I would say your last level of support is going to be down here at 25,528.01. If you lose that level, I think you quickly move down to 25,370.87 up to 25,412.50. That would be it on the downside there. I think that today you may not get a significant move, but I think tomorrow with the data coming out tomorrow, you may get some type of volatility tomorrow along with the ruling from the Supreme Court. So let's get into Tesla. Hey, good morning, Anthony, my man. It's always there for me. Let's get into Tesla here. Tesla, excuse me, as long as I am bullish on the long term. However, you can't deny this sell-off since we hit 499. It's been consistently selling off. It's been making, if you look at the hours, probably a little better here, clean this up. We're making lower highs, right? Lower lows. So here is a lower high from here. And obviously here's a lower low from here. And then you have a lower high from here and then lower low. So we're now below that Fibonacci level at 76.4% at 431.37. And then what I see here for today, I would say, let's take a look at these levels here. Yeah, I'm going to have, yesterday was a pretty big sell-off there in the afternoon. I think that hit about close to the close on Friday. So there was big sellers that came in. So today, I think that you're going to have to come in with the bias of any kind of pops we get, that there's going to be some selling that's going to be coming into play. I think this first level here is 432.35. If we pop into it, I would suspect that we're going to get some resistance. And then if we get through that, we're definitely going to get some resistance up here between 434 to 435.09. Let's see if we can clean this up a little bit here. Yeah, so I think that this is a nice level. If you do get a push in at 435.30, it's a low from the second of this year, so it's kind of it's a break and retest back up there. So I think if you pop there, you're going to lose that level, pretty quickly here. I would say downside if you lose 422.12. Unfortunately, I think we're coming down to 414.92. If you lose that, then you're going to be coming into that 411.45. And then if we go into the clean point of control levels, you do have an open one that was created here from yesterday at 436.47. So if you did pop up there, I would say that that's definitely going to be a level of resistance. However, there also is some open point of controls up above that at 455.0809. So if Tesla does go on a tear and does start pushing today, this could very easily be a speed zone, right? So this could be a speed zone from yesterday afternoon also. So if we get above this 431.67, I think we could regain that pretty quickly up there. But I think it's going to get heavy right there. If it does continue to plow through on the upside, and you get above this January high of 439.74, I think 435.24 is going to be your next level of resistance. If we get through that, then you're going to 450. And then through 450, you're going to 455.09. Now, mind you, Tesla can move $20 in a day, so it's not really unheard of for something like that to happen. Let's take a look at the downside, though. The downside is a little trickier. You do have these open point of controls down below at, unfortunately, 366.07. So I would say that, if we lose this 411.45, we're coming down to 400 and probably 390 and 12 cents. And that comes in at that 61.8% Fibonacci level. That's another very strong level for Tesla. And for those of you who are new to the Fibonacci levels, what I typically do, you take a low of a move up to the high. So I measured it back here, and I believe this was April. Yeah, that was April. And we got down to, probably about 200. And so you measure a Fibonacci level up to the high, which is 499. And Tesla likes to retrace to these levels, to these certain levels before they come into play, and you get some support. So you got, you did get a first reaction there at that 76.4% at 431.67. Try to pop off it. You can see we're losing that right now. We're looking at a day chart right now. If I go into a 4-hour chart, it's going to be a little clearer. So you can see we're losing that 431.67 level. And so then your next level of support coming down here is 422.12. It also comes into line, I would say right here, 414.26 may not be a bad level either, because it's at a lower end of this regressional trend line that I have. And I believe I started drawing that line. Maybe I could have been drawing that line back in April as well. Let's see how far back I go. Probably right around there. Yeah, April. So you could see that it has been trending up, but we are losing some steam up here right now. So you have to be concerned about that. But so I would say, though, if Tesla comes down, you get some support down here at this 414-ish, call it. And then if you lose that level, I think that you're going to definitely get some, quick downside. The 400 will be a big significant level, a psychological level. You'll get a reaction. And then maybe 390.12. And then even further down there, I like this point of control that's been open since September of last year at 366.07. I know that's some pretty significant levels, but if everybody looks at Tesla, you could just see what Tesla did last year is kind of very similar. Let me see if we can go out for a whole year. Tesla did the same thing last year. So, you could see at the beginning, it was close of 2024. We were up at 477. Tesla pulled back, call it right here, 208. So, almost, 270 points it pulls off of from the high. And then we rally back up, 499. So it's not unheard of for Tesla to have another 200 point pullback before it then goes higher again. And especially with all the, the different news that's out there right now. I just read something yesterday that this may be impacting Tesla as well. That I forgot who made the comment about Musk and the Democrats, that the Democratic Party dropped the ball by not reaching out to Musk when he had all the problems with Trump. And now it appears that Musk is dipping his toes back in the political water again. And he's starting to talk about the Republican Party, how he's starting to support certain campaigns. So I would say that is going to probably negatively hurt the stock, because, people have emotions and they don't look at actually fundamentals, so they don't look at what the future could bring. I think that they take their emotions and their personalities and they bring that into play. So he could go in the penalty box again for getting involved with politics instead of staying in his lane and doing what he knows best. So, but you can see right here, it's a little channel down here. So there's 422.12. I would not be surprised to get a little pop off of that level. So that's something to watch there. But can't deny that since we made those highs back in 499.68. Excuse me, 499.68 was up at 1225. So you know, you can't deny this sell-off that's happening right now, even though I'm bullish on Tesla for the long term. So I would say right now, you got anything that happens today with Tesla, anything that pops, I would look for to fade it going into today. Let's get into what I'm going to have up here for my strike prices. So now we're getting closer to expiration. Expiration is tomorrow at and so I tighten up my strike prices. So my strike price for tomorrow is 435, which expires tomorrow, and then on the put side is 425. So I'm tight right now. I'm pretty much, you know, there's a little room on this on the call price to go higher, but I think this will I'll probably when the market opens, I may change this to a 430 strike price, but we'll see. So you see it closed at 390 yesterday for the premium. However, we are down from the close yesterday. We're down about $4. So this premium price, as a matter of fact, I'm not even going to wait till the market opens. I'm going to change this to 430 calls. I'm not sure why that is. Yeah. So I'm going to change it to 430 calls. So now, even though it's closed at $6 premium, where we're going to open up today, I anticipate these are going to be a lot lower, maybe $2 lower on the premium side. And then on the put side, I've got a 425 put price that expires tomorrow. Now this premium price closed at 274. I anticipate this is going to be opening up in the mid to high $3 premiums. And so I don't mind that at all. Anyways, that's going to be it for today. Hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button, and like this video. And down in the description below, you can join the Discord community for live trading that will happen at 8:30 a.m. Central Time, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time in the Discord channel. So click that link below, join the Discord community, subscribe to the channel if you're new, hit that thumbs up button and like this video. If I don't see you in the Discord room, have a great trading day.